Hi, my name's Tony Scelzo. Welcome to The Buzz, Indiana's underground business voice. I have Chuck Roach, Esquire, in the house today. Roach Law, yeah, and actually my personal business lawyer. Actually, can you be a personal and a business lawyer? Or is it...
You can. For you, I'm all services because I know you need lots of services.
I do need lots of help. Yep. Now, Chuck, how did you start practicing law?
Well, came out of college and knew that I wanted to probably not greet the real world just yet, so I decided it was either going to be more business school or law school, and frankly, like dealing with contracts, like dealing with people, helping them get out of problems. And so this seemed like a logical fit for me. So.
Now, you didn't go right into the small business sector. You started off where?
I did. I started off with a firm here in town called Riley Bennett Egloff. Did insurance.
Probably heard of that.
Yeah. Did insurance defense work. Did quite a bit of litigation. Kind of cut my teeth on small claims and workers' comp type claims.
Okay. When did you start kind of spin off and start your own practice?
This is actually the second firm that I've had. I started off after Riley Bennett. I went with my own firm and still exist on the south side. Kind of morphed into a bankruptcy boutique firm. So done a lot with creditors' rights and debtors' rights. Had that for 2 years. Then went with a firm called Summer & Barnard, which is a larger firm downtown.
Sure.
Was with them for a couple years. And then went with a company called Odessa and acted as in-house counsel for them. So lots of different stops. Gathered lots of experience along the way. And
so when did you make the venture out again to start your own practice, Roach Law?
Sure. I actually have worked with business owners before I started this firm, for about the past 10 years prior to that with Summer Barnard and Odessa. Even though Odessa was a very large company, it's lots of subsidiaries, and so what I would do is start new subsidiaries and help them grow, and knew that that's what I wanted to be doing. I wanted to be working with folks who are entrepreneurs and business-minded and wanted to start and grow businesses. So,
well, and that's kind of funny that the way we got introduced was that someone told me you were a lawyer with a personality. And I don't know if that's true yet. We've been going now, 4 years trying to figure that out.
Sure.
Going through the anatomy here. But one of the things that I think that makes you different from a lot of lawyers is you do talk to people in pragmatic, practical language.
Sure. That is a big difference. Well, I like to think it's a big difference because I am a small business owner myself. That is something I feel like that I can bring uniquely to the conversation. Frankly, folks don't like going to see a lawyer. And when they do, they don't want to hear the first thing out of their mouth is that they're $300 an hour.
Sure.
So what I like to be is a problem solver and help people grow their businesses. And I want to give the advice that I would get if I were in there.
And one of the things that you've done with me many times is say, Tony, I don't know if this is something that I should be doing for you. And here's somebody that I think is better. Is that fair?
Absolutely. You have to know your limitations, especially in my position since I'm a single shingle. You have to know your limitations and know that I'm not the right guy for this. I like to consider myself a gatekeeper for my clients because there are people that serve interests better than I would for a particular need. And I feel that way not just about in legal services. A good example, somebody comes to me and says, what kind of entity should I be for my business? I can obviously speak to the legal side of it. There's a number of people, including many rainmakers, who are accountants.
And I'd like to get into that. You've despite your attendance at our events, have done a great job using networking to grow your business.
I have. I have. And it's a tribute. This will be a backhanded compliment. It's a tribute that I don't come to the events anymore because I would say more than half of my business can be traced back to, probably more than that, can be traced back to rainmakers. It's just been phenomenal for me. Early on, I had the good fortune of being just one of the few attorneys that was in rainmakers. I know there's a few more now. But the networking through rainmakers has been...
One of the things I think you were smart as, you did recognize the type of people who could bring you a continuous annuity stream of business. You networked with the right people and you maintain that relationship.
Right.
Whether it's me or Eric Schneller or whatever, you effectively built really good relationships with the people that were in positions of leadership that were going to bring you, and recommend you continuously. Is that fair?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me interrupt you for a second. What type of businesses do you typically look to network with? What type of entities or what type of organizations do you look for to build your power circle?
Sure. Well, traditionally for attorneys dealing with small business, it's bankers and it's accountants. But what you said before that is absolutely true. It's deep friendships and relationships that I've been through rainmakers and other networking organizations. You know, for me, it's always relationship before task. If I have a good friend, I know that they are going to run into people that may need legal services. Those people have been as valuable for me as anybody.
I think it's important to note that your business growth has come as much because of the type of businesses you've networked, but because you know that not everybody networks the same, and that some people do really get it, and some people don't. And you know, whether it's whether it's been Todd Muffley's marketing firm that's referred you business, whether it's been us, whether it's been Eric's maintenance company. I mean, who'd have thought he'd have brought you that many clients? I mean, you recognize the people that take care of you, and you did the same. Is that fair?
Absolutely. It doesn't really matter what business somebody is in. If they're a business person, or frankly, even if they're not in business, good people are good people, and they will find other good people, and those are the folks that refer me business.
You know, you've got 1,200 members here, and the buzz goes out to 25,000 local businesses. What would you like them to know? We always talk in Rainmakers about make sure everybody else in the room knows how to help you. Sure. How can we in Rainmakers help Chuck Roach grow his business?
The primary thing would be to think of me as a resource. Not there's some folks that come to me through Rainmakers and through other networks that have a question, a particular need, whether it be accounting or business related or legal. Again, I like to think of myself as a gatekeeper. I will tell you if I'm not the person to serve your needs. Lots of times I'm not the person to serve your needs.
So, you know, one of the things, if you got a legal question, you mean the phone rings, the meter doesn't go on, you will actually give people some advice on how to get the answer even if you don't know, and immediately send them a bill?
Yeah, no. Well, I'm not sure exactly how to answer it, but the case is no. The meter does not start until we actually have a relationship, and I tell you now the meter's starting. For lack of a better term, I give away lots of legal advice, because there is no question in my mind that comes back to me. It's probably been the foundation of my business. Somebody comes in. As a general rule, the first meeting is always free. So that meeting is free. Certainly legal advice. If somebody calls me and says, hey, I'm a Rainmaker, can you give me some time? Absolutely.
I think one of the things that, you know, Dave Deshawn was in here before you, and the theme was be okay with giving it away. Know that it'll come back to you fivefold. I think you do have to draw a line in the sand that says, hey, at this point you're on the meter, because now we're talking about things that you need to get paid for. But that first call, that first strategic advice, that first impression, you know, it's okay to tell people, you know, based on your best instincts, here's what I would do.
Sure. And that's frankly what keeps people from calling an attorney, because and I have had people ask me some questions, and they say, well, send me a bill. And I said, no, I should have clarified, you know, there is no bill for this. I don't work that way. Even for current clients, if you call me, I don't want someone to not pick up the phone because they believe the meter is going to start immediately. So it may reflect on your bill, but I typically charge off anything under 0.2 that I would bill for.
Chuck Roach, Roach Law, appreciate having you on the buzz.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you, buddy.